Remembering the Bear. In his 37 seasons as head coach, Paul "Bear" Bryant all-time record was 323 wins, 85 losses, and 17 ties. He has 6 national championships, 15 conference championships, 29 bowl game appearances. He was a 3-time National Coach of the Year and a 10-time SEC Coach of the Year. His record at Bryant-Denny Stadium was 72 wins, 2 losses, including a 57-game winning streak from 1963 to 1982. His record in homecoming games at Alabama was 25 wins and no losses. Inducted in the College Football Hall of Fame in 1986, presenting the life of the Bear.
This is the beginning of a new day. God has given me this day to use as I will. I can waste it, or I can use it for good. What I do today is very important because I'm exchanging a day of my life for it. When tomorrow comes, this day will be gone forever, leaving something in its place I have traded for it. I want it to be gain, not loss, good, not evil, success, not failure, in order that I shall not forget the price I paid for it.
On September the 11th, 1913, Paul William Bryant was born in Morro Bottom, Arkansas. He was the 11th of 12 children born to Ida Kilgore and William Bryant. In 1924, the Bryant family moved to Fordyce, Arkansas. Paul got the nickname the Bear because he wrestled a bear for $1. The Bear's owner ran out of town without paying Paul, so he did not get the dollar, but the name stuck. In 1930, Bear Bryant led his high school team to a perfect season and a state championship. In 1933, Bear Bryant helped lead the Alabama Crimson Tide to the first ever SEC championship. The very next year, Bryant led Alabama to the Rose Bowl and won the national championship. In 1935, Paul married Mary Black. Paul played against Tennessee with a broke leg that same year. On December the 7th, 1941, Bear Bryant was on his way to accept the head coaching job at Arkansas when he heard the news of Pearl Harbor. He turned around and went to Tennessee to enlist in the Navy. He served in North Africa as an officer until he was discharged and sent to North Carolina to train new enlistees. He also coached football there. His son, Paul Jr., was born on December the 19th, 1944. Paul became the head coach at Maryland and went 6-2-1 in his first season there. In 1946, Bryant accepted the head coaching job at Kentucky and went 7-3 his first year. The next year, Kentucky went 8-3. Bryant led the Wildcats to their first ever bowl game appearance. In 1950, the Wildcats went 11-1 and won the school's only SEC championship. In 1953, Paul left Kentucky after a 7-2-1 record to become the head coach at Texas A&M. In 1954, Paul took his team to Junction on 2 buses. 10 days later, they only needed 1 bus to take the players home because they lost around 70 players. That season, the Aggies went 1-9. This was Bear Bryant's only losing season. In 1956, Texas A&M went 9-0-1 and won the Southwest Conference Championship. Bryant left the Aggies to become the new head coach for the Alabama Crimson Tide. 2 years after he became the coach, Bear Bryant led Alabama to the Liberty Bowl. In 1961, Bear Bryant won his first national championship. In 1964, Alabama won its second national championship under the Bear. The next year, Alabama brought home its third national championship, which was also under the Bear. In 1968, Paul Bryant received 1.5 votes for the Democratic presidential nomination in Chicago. In 1979, Alabama used the famous goal line stand against Penn State to win the championship for the 1978 season. This was the Bears' 5th championship. In the 1979 season, Alabama brought home Bear Bryant's 6th and final national championship. Paul Bear Bryant's record in the 70s was 103-16-1. In 1982, Bear Bryant announced his retirement from college football. His last game was an Alabama 21-15 win over Illinois in the Liberty Bowl. On January the 26th, 1983, Paul William Bear Bryant died of a heart attack at the age of 69.